Good morning reception, how are you today? I hope you've all had a lovely weekend and are ready for your maths lesson. It's Monday, so it's the start of a new week, and last week we were learning about the number 12. This week we're going to be learning a new number. What do you think the number is? I'll give you a clue. It's one more than 12. Do you think you know what it is? Well, let's find out. On my screen, some cars are going to drive past, and I want you to count them with me. Are you ready? Let's go. There's 1. There's 2. 3. 4 and 5. There's 6. There's 7 and 8. 9 and 10. 11, 12. Ooh, now 12 was what we learned last week, and there's one more car. What's one more than 12? Drum roll please. Our number of the week is, ta-da, is 13. Now let's take a closer look at 13. We can see that 13 is made up of a 10, like this one, and a 3, like this one. It's almost as if we stuck together 10 and 3. Let's have a look at 13 on our number tracker. There it is, circled in red with a big arrow pointing to it. Can you tell me what one more than 13 is? One more is 14, and that was a very special word. More. Can we put that into our brains now? Okay. Can you tell me what one less than 13 is? One less is 12. Oh, there was another important word. Can you put less into your brains as well? Fantastic. Now, I've learnt something already this morning. I've learnt that our number of the week from last week, 12, if you add another 1 to 12, we get 13. So 12 add 1 equals 13. Let's say that together. 12 add 1 equals 13. Great work. So today is Monday the 25th of January 2021, and our skill is to compare quantities using more and less. So do you remember those two words that we just popped into our brains? We're going to need them today, more and less. If you're working with an adult today, can you ask them very politely to pause the video and go and watch a number blocks video? So it's series 3 and the episode is called 13, and it gives you a little bit more information about our number of the week. In today's lesson, we're going to do some things together, and then afterwards you're going to do some activities by yourself. So with me, you are going to need your listening ears, and you're going to need something to count with. I would suggest using Lego or cubes. If you don't have those, you can share mine. Later on, when you work by yourself, you are going to need the worksheet, but you don't need to print it out. So let's get started. We're going to need some words for today's lesson. Can you remember what they were? They were more and less, and we're going to do some actions with them. For more, we're going to use our Makaton sign. So one hand needs to be in a fist. Can you do that now? And your second hand is going to put more on top. Let's do that together. We're going to sign and say it. Ready? More. Now we might also say most. So let's sign and say that together. Most. Great. The second word that we're looking at today is less. And if anyone knows the actual Makaton sign for less, can you type a message to me on Discord? I have been trying to look everywhere, but for less today we're going to use one that I've made up. So we're going to have our hand in a fist, just like more. This time we're taking away, so we're going to say less. Can you do that sign and say that with me? Ready? less. We might also say fewer. Sign and say together, ready? Fewer. Or we might say fewest. Can we do that together? Fewest. So we have more and less. Now, let's use those signs when we're looking at our 2 jars of pom-poms. Which jar do you think has the most? Which jar do you think has the least? Can you tell me? Okay, so if you said that the second jar had the most, give yourselves a pat on the back. Well done. We can see this jar is almost full to the top of pom-poms, and there is a much larger number of pom-poms here than in my first jar. If you said that my first jar has the least amount of pom-poms, give yourselves a pat on the back. Because it's actually almost empty, there's only a few down the bottom. So I have learned already that more means there is a larger number. Can we do that together? More means there is a larger number. I know that less means there is a smaller number. Can we say that together? Less means there is a smaller number. Great job. Let's see if we can compare some objects together. So, question number 1. I have some cars over here in a blue box, and I have some scooters over here in a purple box. Which box has the most amount of objects in? Well, should we go through it together? So, let's count how many cars we have. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you pause the video and build 8 blocks together? Okay, I'm going to show you 8 cubes. So I found number 8 on my number tracker and I have built 8 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's have a look at the scooters. How many scooters do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you pause the video and build 5 blocks together? Okay, so here is number 5 and I have built 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which box had the most in? That's right, it was the cars. Which box had the least in? It was the scooters. Now, if I'm looking at my 2 jars, this is the least and this is the most. And I want the least amount over here and the most over here. So in actual fact, are they the right way round? No, I need to swap them. I know there are more cars because 8 is larger than 5. Ignore that. Fantastic. Okay, now they're the right way round. Let's go through another question together. This time I have some boats in the blue box, I have some trains in the pink box, and I have some bikes in the purple box. And I would like the fewest this side, and I would like the most this side. Do you think they're in the right order? Well, let's compare them. So we'll start with the boats. Let's count how many boats there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 boats. Can you pause the video and build a tower of 9? There's mine. Okay, now let's go to the next one. How many trains are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 trains. Pause the video and build your tower of 4. There's mine. How many bikes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 bikes. Pause the video, build your tower. And there's mine. Okay, we can see that they're all out of order. Which box has the smallest, the least amount of objects in? Can you tell me? That's right, it was the trains. So the trains need to scooch over to that side. Which had the most? I'm going to put it back over here so you can see. Which had the most? Was it the bikes or the boats? Well, if I have a look, I can see that I had 6 bikes and I had 9 boats. And I know that 9 is bigger than 6. So I had the trains were the least. Next was the bikes, and the most was the boats. Well done if you got that one right. Let's go through our last one together. Okay, let's go through our last one together. So we're going to put these in order from the fewest to the most. So the fewest goes this side and the most goes from this side. Do you think they're all in the right order? Let's find out and compare. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count my cars, then my scooters and then my bikes. Let's start with the cars. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 cars. Can you pause the video and build your tower of 8? There's mine. Now let's count the scooters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Here's our number of the week, 13. Can you pause the video and build your tower of 13? There's mine. Great, okay. Last one, we have some bikes. Ready to count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so here is 12. Can you pause the video and build your final tower of 12? There's mine. Now, having a look, we can quite clearly see which picture had the least amount in. Was it the cars, scooters or bikes? Well done, it was the cars. So the cars are actually in the right place. They have the least amount. What was next then? Now this is very close because the scooters had 13 and the bikes had 12. So which one had the most? Which one had the largest amount in? That's right, it was the scooters. So the cars had the least, the scooters had the most, and the bikes were in the middle. So the cars were right, bikes came next, and the scooters had the most. Well done for your learning today with me. I have a bit of a challenge now for you. I would like you to pause the video and have a go at these challenges. On question 1, you have 2 cards. One has cars and one has sweets. And I would like you to point or to tick the one that has the most. Question 2, you have 2 more cards. We have butterflies and flowers. Can you point to or tick the group that has the least? And then finally, down here we have 3 jars, and just like we were doing together, I would like you to put them in order from least amount up to the most amount. Good luck on your challenge, and I'll meet you when you're finished. Right, okay, hopefully you've had a go at that. I just want to finish our lesson with a final thought. I have 2 jars. Which one do you think has the most? Can you tell me? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you think the first jar has most. Give me a thumbs up if you think the second jar has most. How do you know which one has the most? Now, this question was a little bit of a tricky one. We had to look really closely and think really carefully. Let's count how many pom-poms are in this jar. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This jar had 6. Now this one's a little bit more tricky because they're all kind of jumbled up together. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my first jar had 6 and my second jar had 8. So in actual fact, the second jar had the most. Can you give yourselves a pat on the back if you got that right? Now the reason why this one was tricky is because these ones, it looks like the jar is nearly empty. In this jar, it looks like the jar is quite full because they're all spread out. Well done if you could explain that. Well done for your learning today. Make sure you have a break now, and I'll see you tomorrow where we're going to be ordering some numbers. Bye everyone!